राधा कृष्ण पादान् सह गणललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपे गोपिका नमोस्तुते राधे कृष्ण देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण
प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, today
हरे कृष्ण
under a tree, nice, refreshing.
यस
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण
Seems to be very old tree, Prabhuji.
yeah this is I'm at very special place near Kopargaon. This is called as Ankai. Here Pandavas had come and stayed in one. I'll show you. So this mountain is very special. See, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, we could see.
Because I don't know. I mean, just very close to the mountain. I don't. Again, if you hear or see. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, we could see, but your bandwidth is too low. So it's like it's breaking sometimes.
Okay.
Huh?
See the mountain?
No, Prabhuji.
So this was the mountain I was talking about. Under this mountain only I'm just sitting. So this is the mountain where Pandavas, when they came in this area, they stayed here. So I'm just, we are going to climb that mountain in the evening.
Mataji, sorry, Prabhuji, which is the place, name of the place?
This is very close to Manmad. This is called as Ankai.
Ankai.
A-N-K-A-I.
It's near to Nashik, I think, Nashik district.
Yes. Nasik.
Okay, yeah.
So very nice place, very scenic place. We have come here with some 20 devotees, and we are having 2 days camp. We are just staying in one ashram here, some sadhu ashram, and we are having nice classes and kirtans and like that. And today afternoon we'll have a trekking in the mountains, going on the top where the Pandavas stayed. So today I was thinking of discussing about one special topic than our usual, which we discuss about Bhagwad Gita. We are discussing today for next few minutes regarding the spiritual vision. So spiritual vision means when we are in this world, we see things according to our understanding. We perceive things according to our understanding. Because we see that in this world, different things are seen differently by different people according to their state, what they are. So the same situation can be seen with different angles. So today we are seeing that how to see spiritual things spiritually. If you see spiritual things materially, then neither we are able to benefit from it, neither we are able to kind of utilize the time given to us. So, for example, just to kind of give an idea what we are speaking, say donkey is there, and donkeys, they work very hard, and you can see also them that many times they go to the dustbin also to eat some things. So just imagine that by chance somehow somebody drops a 500 rupees note in front of a donkey. So what do you think the donkey will do? You think that donkey will take that note and keep it in his pocket? That's not going to happen. The donkey will see that note, he will see that, okay, it's green note, looks like some vegetable, and then his reaction to that 500 notes will be, he will eat it. And after eating, he will say that pet nahi bhara. Yes. Even if you put 2000 rupees notes, his reaction will be same only. He will eat it and say that very small, like that. So for him, there is no difference between 500 2000. There is no difference between garbage and that 2000 rupees note. Why? Because that's how he is. He doesn't understand the value of what he is given. Similarly, in our life also, when spiritual things come in front of terms of prasad, in getting a chance to see, take darshan of the Lord in temple, getting a chance to associate with devotees, getting chance to serve devotees, getting chance to serve Krishna, getting chance to chant Hare Krishna, getting chance to read Prabhupada books. So when these things are there, which are spiritual by nature, but then these spiritual things, when we are not spiritual, our consciousness is not spiritual, then we fail to understand the value of these things. And then we treat them as ordinary. The way we treat ordinary songs, we treat kirtan also. Kirtan also becomes another one, extra song in our kind of choice album. Or when you go to temple, temple becomes one more visiting place out of many in our list. So when we are talking about the spiritual things, if you don't know the spiritual value, then we take it cheaply. Then we don't tend to benefit from it. Very nice shloka is there in Sanskrit. It says that Ati Parichayat Avadnya. Ati Parichayat Avadnya means familiarity breeds contempt. When we become too familiar with anything, even if it is very important, that familiarity brings the value of that thing down. So in spiritual things also it happens when we are not attentive. You can see that outside people, when they are once in a while they get prasad, they are so respectful, they will take that small quantity of prasad. But then when we accustom to take prasad, then we feel that okay, it's just prasad. Then there is that respect, that kind of gratitude that Krishna has given this mercy, that is missing. So when we are practicing spiritual life, it is very easy to become casual. It's very easy, natural also, as we see that everything in this material world goes down, whether it is anything good also. The water always flows downside. So similarly, all our enthusiasm, our appreciation, our respect, it tends to go down in due course of time. Just in the passage of time it happens. But then it is very important that we keep it always. The way the water goes down, that water. But then we need special machinery to pump it so that it goes again high. So similarly, books associating with devotees, that becomes like a uplifting our consciousness. Consciousness keeps going down only. So the way the example we are seeing, that how this rupees note has practically no consequence, practically no relevance to donkey. For him, it's just an ordinary paper. Neither he has knowledge, neither he has any understanding of utility of that. So similarly, in our life also, we are dealing with so many spiritual things. As we discussed, that we are dealing with devotees, we are dealing with Krishna in the form of deity, we are dealing with books like Bhagwad Geeta, Srimad Bhagavatam, we are dealing with different services, we are dealing with prasad. So many spiritual things we deal with, but it is very important that we cultivate that spiritual consciousness to deal with spiritual things. That is also, we see that Prabhupada always teaches that we have to be in Krishna consciousness when we are practicing bhakti. So that means bhakti can be practiced without being in that consciousness also. For example, somebody can take prasad without being Krishna conscious. Like in our Govindas also, so many people come from outside, those who are not devotees. and they also take prasad. But then there is a far earth and sky difference between devotee taking prasad with proper understanding that this is Krishna's mercy, this is purifying. If I take this prasad, so many of my sins will be eradicated. With that understanding, thankfully, when we take prasad, that is different than just coming and eating. So when we are seeing that, when we are dealing with these things, different items of devotional, it is very important that we have proper consciousness, that respectful gratitude, with gratefully when we are dealing, attentively we are dealing, then we get the maximum benefit. So the first thing is that how we deal with devotees. So when we are dealing with devotees, one of the first thing we keep in mind is that devotees are not ordinary. Why not ordinary? It's not that what we are imagining, that devotees are not ordinary. But then Krishna himself, he says, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. So Krishna says that somebody who is chanting Hare Krishna, somebody who has come to an understanding that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna is God. If he has come to that understanding, that means that he has given come to the conclusion that Vasudeva Sarvamiti. So that means somebody who is just chanting Hare Krishna even one round, somebody has is ready to dedicate some time, energy for Krishna, that is so special. Krishna not only says special, he says very rare. Durlabha, he says. Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. That he says such person is, Krishna is considering him as Mahatma. But then when we deal like, okay, so what? So that's why when we are dealing with devotees, we deal the way Krishna deals, the way Krishna sees. So that is the meaning of Shastra Chakshu. Shastra Chakshu means to see through the eyes of Krishna, to see through the eyes of Shastra, the scripture. So when we read Geeta, our vision of this whole world will be molded, that becomes refined when we read Bhagavad Gita. Because when we are reading Bhagavad Gita, we understand this created. How to maximum get benefit out of this. Otherwise, in our own way, we always think that this world is made for me only. Like that. Like when one reporter was asking Prabhupada that, Prabhupada, why this world is created by God? भगवान ने ये क्यों बनाया जगत? तो प्रभुपाद बोले कि God created this world for enjoyment. And then this reporter was so happy. He had a big smile on his face. So Prabhupada could understand. And then Prabhupada added, he said, not for your enjoyment, for Krishna's enjoyment. So generally when we see this world, we feel that everything is for me only. But then when we read Bhagavad Gita, then we understand everything is for Krishna. And then I should use everything in Krishna's service. So when we are dealing in this world, this consciousness is very important. And Prabhupada, many places he says that this is what Krishna consciousness means. We see through the eyes of Krishna. So we see that when we are dealing with devotees, we deal the way Krishna deals. Krishna is telling Sa Mahatma Sudurlamaha, that such a person is very rare and he is very great. Why he is great? Because he has come in touch with Krishna. That's why he is very great. So he has become great because he has come in touch with great. That's why he is great. We see that when it comes to devotees, we see, for example, the Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken by Shukadev Goswami to King Parikshit. Parikshit Maharaj was he was cursed to die in 7 days for a small mistake. There was little disrespect done because he was very thirsty, and the son of that rishi cursed that let this king die in 7 days, and that was like a big breaking news in the whole, not only but all over the universe, because so many great sages started coming there, understanding that the something very amazing is going to happen, because the King Parikshit, who himself is a very great devotee, and he is the great grandson of Pandavas, and now he is going to leave body, that means something is going to happen. So they also wanted to book that uh, event. So practically, so many great sages all over the world had come there to witness that very special event. And we see that so many great sages, Vyasadeva came there, his spiritual master, Narad Muni came there. The great sages like Vishwamitra Muni, Vasishtha Muni, they were there. Even the Parshuram and many such kind of great personalities were there, witnessing what how things will unfold. And everybody knew that this is the time for Krishna Katha, that somebody has to speak Krishna Katha. So then they were discussing who will speak Krishna Katha. And when that discussion was going on, that time a very young boy, who is the son of Vyasadeva, Shukadev Goswami, walks in. And he is like completely aloof to anything. He is so much renounced from anything of this world that he doesn't even care to keep his body proper with clothing. He doesn't wear any cloth. He just wanders like a small child only. So young 16-year-old, this boy enters this assembly. So understanding his status, that how he is advanced and how he is so close to Krishna, everybody appoints many great sages there sitting. His own father, Vyasadeva, was sitting there. Father's spiritual master, Narad Muni, was there. And so many great sages like Dhaumya, Vasishtha, and so many were there. But then they chose this 16-year-old boy. What is the logic? Logic is this only. The advancement in Krishna consciousness may not be directly proportional to the age. They were not seeing that, oh, here is just 16-year young boy. No, they were seeing that he is a very special person, very realized person, very capable person to deliver Krishna Katha. So when we are also dealing with devotees, we deal with this understanding that if we are dealing with devotees as spiritual personalities, then we benefit spiritually. That's why these three things are always kind of told by Prabhupada. He says, Arche Vishnu Shiladi Gurushu Naramati Vaishnave Jati Buddhi. When we see these three things materially, that is considered a great mistake. What is that mistake? He says, Arche Vishnu Shiladi, that when we consider the Archamurti of the Lord, deity of the Lord, as the stone, Guru Naramati, if you see Guru as an ordinary person, and Vaishnave Jati Buddhi, if you see a Vaishnava by his material background. So all these three are considered mistake. And then one cannot reap the spiritual benefit out of the spiritual personalities. So it is very important that we develop that spiritual vision. When we say spiritual vision, what it means, the spiritual vision means that when we are understanding the value of anything, then we deal with it more attentively, more respectfully, more gratefully. So the example is given that what happens when something is dealt more regularly, more closely, then naturally that's how they in English they say the familiarity. When something becomes too familiar, then it breeds contempt. Lost, dealt with too closely. And they give a very nice example also. They give you example that those, the Bhilla or the Adivasis, who are the forest dwellers, जो जंगल में रहने वाले लोग हैं, तो जो आदिवासी की माता जी है, माता है, जो घर में चूल्हा जलाती है, तो वो जब जाती है जंगल में, तो मलय जो पर्वत है, वहां पे बहुत सारे चंदन के पेड़ है, वो लाखों की संख्या में रहते हैं, बहुत पेड़ है। तो वहां पे ये आदिवासी लोग जाते हैं, तो जंगल में जाते हैं कुछ चूल्हा जलाने के लिए, लकड़ी काटने के लिए, तो इतने सारे पेड़ रहते हैं कि कभी वो काट के लेके आते हैं, इसलिए वो घर में जलाने के लिए, ताकि उसके ऊपर कुछ सब्जी पकाया जाए। तो जो चंदन लाखों का, दैट इज लाइक मार्केट वैल्यू उसका लाखों में है, उसको वो जला देते हैं चाय बनाने के लिए घर में। क्यों? क्योंकि that is too much available like that. So that's what happens when the spirituality is available without much our endeavor. Then also it becomes like, okay, it's there. The important and caution the scriptures say that we should not lose that dealing with things especially. We should not take it. So this thing is applicable for the way we are discussing, that many things are there in spiritual life which need to be very cautiously dealt. तो इसलिए प्रभुपाद एक जगह पे लिखते हैं कि तीन प्रकार के विजन होते हैं. एक तो है चर्म चक्षु, जो भी हमारे the eyes, muscles and the lens. So the things which we see through that is a charma chakshu, material perception. Second is a jnana chakshu. When we read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata, then we see things through that understanding which we get through the scriptures. And the third is prema chakshu, that when we develop love for Krishna, eagerness to see him, when person is in that state, then he can see Krishna everywhere. That is a prema chakshu. He is never separated from Krishna. And we can see this example of jnana chakshu. Simple example Prabhupada gives, that when we go to the mechanic of our bike or car, like, so the mechanic is very experienced. He has learned the knowledge of how to deal with the different cars and engines and things like that. So when we take our car for a mechanic to repair, without even opening the car engine, he can tell us exactly what are the faults inside. He tells that the oil is little less, the piston is gone, it has to be replaced, and this screw is little need to be tightened. So he has not seen even. He's just sitting on the seat, the way we sit, and then he just takes one round, and then he just tells like this. So it is not magic, but it is the logic is this, that he is experienced, he is knowledgeable about it. So his experience and knowledge gives him an insight into that engine. Without even seeing it, he can tell what are the problems. So similarly, when we get about this, we get that penetrating vision to see things through Krishna's eyes. So, like for example, in this world, when we, like for, if we have to take example, let's take this example only, which is like very unique. This example is of Parikshit Maharaj. When Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to die in 7 days, ordinary person will take it as a big injustice, big kind of calamity. But then Parikshit Maharaj was such a elevated devotee, he could see that as a very nice opportunity to become Krishna conscious. Isn't it amazing that what other people will see as a injustice, that I just did this small mistake and then I have to die for it. And then many times you will find people asking, why God is doing like this with me? So rather than asking that question, he was telling that, thank you, Krishna, that you are giving me chance to become more Krishna conscious. And then he utilized that 7 days such in a historical way that even we are benefited today by his that positive outlook towards the situation. So even in our life, how we will see different situation as opportunity rather than being depressed will depend on how we have developed this Jnana Chakshu. So if you have read Srimad Bhagavatam, if you have read Bhagavad Gita nicely, then the same situation will become a great opportunity for us rather than being depressed. So this Jnana Chakshu is very important, and that's the reason why we are learning this Bhagavad Gita. This Bhagavad Gita gives us this very special eyesight, very special insight in the things of this world. Because when we are, for example, we are chanting Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna is just we are repeating some words. So outside people who have no idea what this Hare Krishna is, they are wondering that what these people are doing. So many times they just keep saying Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Why don't they do something practical? They feel that we are just wasting time. Sometimes they feel that how can somebody do monotonous kind of hackneyed thing. Sometimes they feel that don't you feel tired doing all these things? Why? Because that's the way, because they don't know the value. They just see that as an ordinary sound. But a devotee understands that it's not ordinary sound. It's Krishna himself coming in the sound form. So when we say Hare Krishna, we are so grateful to Krishna that so kindly he has appeared in the form of that sound. And अभी हम भगवान को धन्यवाद ने मुझे जप करने का, आज मैं 16 माला कर सका. Thank you. So with great attention and with absorption we chant Hare Krishna. We don't feel repetition, we don't feel tired, we don't feel why? Because there is a understanding behind it. So when we do spiritual things with spiritual vision, then maximum benefit is there. लेकिन अगर हमारा विजन स्पिरिचुअल नहीं है तो वही स्पिरिचुअल एक्टिविटीज बिकम्स बर्डन. वही spiritual activities becomes very monotonous, boring. क्यों? The thing is not that spiritual activities are boring. Point is that we are missing the knowledge. So it is like one person came to one he was serving under one big zamindar, and then the zamindar told him that you lift this weight. Then he that heavy weight was there, so he started lifting it, and then he was carrying. So Jamindar said that you come along with me. We are going to another place, so you carry this. So he was carrying, and he knew that this master, and he used to at the end of the day, I'll give you some. So that was very
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji has got some weak connection. Prabhuji is trying. We can wait for a couple of minutes.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji. Audible and visible both.
Okay. So, what we're discussing? Yeah. So we're discussing that how when person is very tired lifting the weight, but then it was told to him that the load which you are lifting now, and you are going to get something out of it. And then he come to know that this load which he is lifting is not ordinary. There are gold bricks are there inside. So when he now lifts that gold bricks, he will be more careful, more attentive, and more happy to lift it because he's going to get something out of it. So now it doesn't remain a burden because there is an understanding of value. I'll give a simple example which anybody can understand. That we feel burden any connection. The degree don't have any connection. Like you have seen sometime, have seen some babies, like some babies are really healthy babies. I have seen like some babies are like just 5-6 months old or 1 year old, something like that, and they're quite healthy, very heavy, and the mothers they have to carry that baby, and it's very painful. The hand also starts paining. But then you'll find that mother doesn't care for that pain because her love to that uh, baby is far superior. And in front of that love, the kind of pain involved in nourishing that child, feeding that child, that is very insignificant. If you are told, okay, you get this 10 kg, then we may not be very happy. We'll feel it burden. But then mother get 10 kg child, she is blissful. She is very happy. So we see when it becomes burden, when the value is not understood. When it becomes burden, when there is no connection. So when we understand the connection of devotees, when we understand connection with Krishna, when we understand our connection with Seva, when we understand our connection with Prasad, when we understand our connection with chanting Hare Krishna, then it doesn't become burdensome. Then it is not a test. It becomes a very blissful experience. We want to do it. We are longing to do it. We are eager to lift that burden of love. So it is no more a burden. It is a burden of love. Very, very happily we lift it. So similarly, in Krishna consciousness also, different activities may seem sometimes burdensome. But then when we understand the value, then it becomes very blissful, happy. So today we are seeing this one aspect, because we are all reading Bhagavad Gita every week, and it is very important that we understand why we are reading and what we are reading. So we are reading Krishna's direct message for all of us through Arjuna. And then why we are reading? Because Krishna wants to benefit us, and that benefit we want to get it through this reading Bhagavad Gita. And then we saw that how there are three ways of looking at this world. One is the Charma Chakshu, that is this eyes, and that eyes can give us some understanding of this world, external world. Another is the Shastra Chakshu, which that sight is dependent on knowledge received through Geeta, Bhagwad, like that. So, and the third is Prema Chakshu, that when somebody revives his eternal, then how quite different. For us, when we see the cloud, like now there are so many oh, now the rain will be there. Now again, will be there. That's rain, and so much rain, it's not stopping. But then the farmer has to see the cloud. He feels so joyful because that is his. There is great connection between farmer and the cloud. We don't connect to cloud. For us, it is a irritation. For us, it's a nuisance. For farmer, that is like his life. That is his earning. So he feels very happy looking at the cloud. But then somebody like pure devotee who are like completely in trance. They give the example of Madhavendra Puri. Other day we were discussing about how Kirchor Gopinath had stolen pot of sweet rice for this Madhavendra Puri. So he had that very special love for Krishna, that when he used to see the cloud, he used to faint in remembering Krishna. That Krishna's color also is like this. And with so much love, he used to faint only, just by seeing the cloud. So this cloud used to remind him of Krishna, and then, so you can imagine the person who just sees the cloud and just faints. So we see that this world is seen through different eyes. So we are looking for this Jnana Chakshu and Prema Chakshu, by which we can see the world in better way. So when we are reading Bhagavad Gita, we are reading, this is one of the purpose of reading Bhagavad Gita, to get this vision, to see the things as it is, see the things a little deeper way, not just external. And then we saw how we deal with devotees as very special personalities. Krishna says that they are very rare and they are Mahatma. So sometimes the devotees may not look like Mahatma, but then we understand the word of Krishna, and that's how we deal. Even the devotee may be very junior, he may be in school. The devotee may not be some sannyasi, he may be a grasta or a housewife or but then if you are a devotee, then you so this Mahatma is not a title to be given only to just few people. No, Anybody who is very dedicated, very giving his time, energy for Krishna's service, not by our own whims, but Krishna is telling that. And then we saw that how when we are chanting Hare Krishna, that is not an ordinary sound. That is a very special Krishna's manifestation in this world. भगवान खुद ये कलियुग में आते हैं ये हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र के रूप में, so that he can purify us. He becomes available to us. So, and then we saw also that when we are dealing with seva, we understand that it is not some work. It is a service. That service will purify us, will bring us close to Krishna. So we are thankfully we do it, respectfully we do it, attentively we do it. So these three things are the parameter. How is our vision, whether it's spiritual or whether it is material? When we are respectful, when we are attentive, and when we are grateful, then we are in spiritual disposition. So today we'll end here. Anybody has any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So last time, you explained about Sri Radha.
I'm sorry, I'm not able
and Krishna. Is there any other? Can you hear me? You can't hear me?
No. No.
Okay, can you hear me now? Abhi, can you? I think some network problem is there.
Which is
Okay,
the less.
okay, I'll ask next time then.
Which is the less.
Yeah.
No, you can type it also. That becomes
Okay. But can you hear me right now?
Yeah, now I can hear you clearly.
Can you hear me right now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. No, I was saying that see last time between Radha Mata and Krishna, is there any other example in our scriptures like this kind of a relationship, purest kind of a relationship doesn't exist these days? But was there any other example also like this?
Yes, yes. There are many.
Yes,
Like
there are many. Okay.
yes. Like for example, the kind of relationship. Okay. Yeah. The relationship which was there between Mirabai and Krishna. So that was very pure relationship. Mirabai used to consider Krishna as her husband only. So which was not very much appreciated by her husband and her family. And you know the whole story also. That is a so. But then that was very natural for Mira to consider Krishna as her husband, because that's the mood of gopis. So there is nothing wrong about it, but then sometimes it that is not very much appreciated, and of course it should not be um, done immaturely. She was actually, on that level. That even when she was given poison, and then she just drank it, and nothing happened to her because she was on that level. So nobody can just say that, okay, I'm like Radha and I'm loving Krishna like that. No, not like that. So that is one thing. There is one another example. She is called as Andal. This is there are 12 alvars, the 12 great saints in Sri Sampradaya in South India. If you see that Ramanuja Tilak, white Tilak, and in between that Balaji Tilak is there, and the priests and the pujaris and the followers of Ramanuja wear that Tilak. So in that tradition, they have these 12 alvars who are very great saints from last 1,000 years, not 1,000 years, almost 5,000 years back. So they are considered very special. They are like incarnation of Krishna's some energies like that. So in that one is this Alvar, is Andal, who was a lady saint. So that lady saint also has written many songs, and the songs are of this mood is this, that the Lord is my lover. Like that. So when she was there in her father's name was Vishnu Chitta, and the Vishnu Chitta used to he was very devoted to Lord Narayana, and every day he will go pick up the flowers, make very nice garland, and give to Narayana, the deity, the Murti. One day he was having some work, so he told that, see, I don't have time. Can you prepare this garland and then put it on our deities? So she said, okay, very nice. So then that service went to this Andal. But the next day, when he was taking out that garland, he saw that in that garland there is a big hair. He said, this hair, from where it came? This is a deity, metal deity, and then hair has come on that garland. So he suspected this hair is of my daughter only. But then how the hair came here? That means she must be wearing it. So then she wanted to kind of investigate, and then actually he was shocked to see that the daughter, what she used to do, she used to wear that garland before giving it to the Lord, and she will see herself in the mirror, and then when she is very satisfied, then she will take out and then put it on the Lord. So he was very shocked. She said, my dear child, what are you doing? This is like very dangerous. How can you do like this? So he said, no, you should not do this. This is great. So then she didn't do it next day. She just put it on the Lord. So the Lord came in the dream of that Vishnu Chitta. He said that I don't offer, I'm not very happy to wear this garland because that is not worn by this Andal. So I want that same garland which is she is wearing, because the relationship was like that. The Andal was in that Madhurya, that relationship of conjugal love. So when it came of marriage, that Andal was married to the deities only directly, and on the day of marriage she entered into the feet of Lord Narayana, so that they consider that as a great saintly lady called as Andal. So there are many such instances even in our tradition, and in our history also, that there is very pure relationship between Krishna and his devotees on that kind of reciprocation. But one thing is there that one should not imitate that. That is something high. Is that answers? Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
The,
Yes,
the
Prabhuji.
last sentence is what you said. Yeah. The last sentence which you said that we should not imitate is actually the answer, because all these greatly saints were actually, energies of Krishna, as you told. So
Yeah.
one cannot just think that he or she is also the energy of Krishna and he can imitate, or he or she can imitate Radha, Rani, or any other
Yeah.
group. Yeah.
Yeah, so we should not imitate. We should be very respectful. We should have very attentive. Okay. So thank you for. So we'll end here now.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Okay.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Srila
Hare
Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Access camera Lalit ye लगातार
Access camera.
Hari Bol 3 times.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.